This video was brought to you by my beautiful Patreon community and my YouTube channel members. Thank you so much. Jeffrey Jackson, Samuel Hurd, Mark Sanderson. It seems a bunch of governing body members were itching to grow a beard, and now our favorite lizard man, Gag Flegel, has joined the fun.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell.
And this hairy lizard is going to provide us with some updates on the little cult he's running. And trust me, it gets infuriating. You know, as always, we're doing the cringe challenge, so if you cringe, you lose, and when you cringe, let me know the exact moment you lost it. Are you ready? Let's get into it.
Welcome, brothers and sisters.
Hi, Gag.
Since our last report, we've had 7 more special conventions.
They were held in Philadelphia, United States, Sofia, Bulgaria, Suva, Fiji, Lyon, France, Asunción, Paraguay, Tampa, United States, Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic.
Imagine choosing to go to Tampa for the international convention instead of Fiji or the Dominican Republic. Bruh. Okay guys, let's talk about international conventions because the concept is quite funny. So each year you have different cities hosting these conventions and international delegates have to be approved so they can visit. They have to be spiritually exemplary. Then they have to follow very strict guidelines as to where they can stay and what activities they should perform. Everyone dresses up with their traditional attire and voila, you got a costume party. Camera crew comes in and the footage is used as evidence of the love among Jehovah's people.
Jesus said that the identifying mark of true Christians would be their love for one another. This was especially evident at our 2019 Love Never Fails International Conventions.
For me, it's like I'm in paradise already because the love I feel here, wherever I turn, there's love.
As I walked around the corner, the reception of the friends, the way they embraced me was something that I could not have expected. No one could have even described it to me.
Well, as we approach the end of this system of things, we're going to need love more than ever before.
Of course, we need loyalty. Of course, we need endurance. And of course, we're going to sing that song of courage. But remember what else we want?
Money!
The closest thing they have to a holiday or festival. But I mean, it's basically just another convention. Same old tired message repeated from the platform. Did you ever go to one of these? Let me know in the comments below. And now Gage is gonna do what the governing body does best. Cherry pick statistics.
More than 16,000 delegates traveled from 101 countries to attend these conventions. There was a combined peak attendance of over 98,000, and 859 were baptized. In Paraguay, there are currently about 11,500 publishers. Nearly 2,000 delegates were invited to attend the special convention. Remarkably, though, the peak attendance was 28,617. Clearly, there's much potential for growth.
So Wally from JW Thoughts actually covered this in his channel, but this statistic is not that impressive. Since small children are not counted as publishers, but are counted as attendees, it gives the impression that half of the attendees were outsiders, but that's probably not the case. Most of them were probably the children of the publisher, so yeah, not very impressive, Gage.
In fact, 293 were baptized at this convention alone. That's the largest baptism at one location in the history of our work in Paraguay. Jehovah has truly blessed these special conventions. 2 more remain for 2024, and we look forward to 19 special conventions for the 2025 series.
19 conventions? I just crack up every time they make big plans for the future. It just undermines the idea that Armageddon will be arriving any day now. I don't think Big J is gonna bring Armageddon before he gets to hold another costume party. Convention in Tampa.
We're all Jehovah's people, united. We are family, and though your land is far away, we love you.
We love you.
Brace yourselves, this next part is especially bad.
Here's a brief legal update. On September 17, 2024, the 17 judges of the Grand Chamber of the European Court of Human Rights ruled in favor of Sister Pindo Mudia, who was given blood transfusions in Spain against her wishes. Despite our sister's clear oral and written refusal, a judge in Spain allowed doctors to proceed. The Grand Chamber concluded that this violated her rights. It confirmed that patients have the fundamental right to choose their own medical care. What makes this decision especially significant is that it was issued by the Grand Chamber of the European Court of Human Rights. The Grand Chamber issues decisions only when a case is considered to be groundbreaking. Thus, this decision obligates 46 countries in Europe to respect patients' healthcare choices. We're grateful to the Grand Chamber for this decision. Above all, we thank Jehovah for this legal victory, which will benefit all of our brothers and sisters in Europe as they make informed medical decisions.
No, Gage, this legal victory is going to result in the death of a lot of your followers. Imagine being the doctor that operated on this woman and saved her life, and then hearing she brought the case to the Supreme Court. Like, damn. Now, I do agree with Gage on one thing. I agree that every adult should have the right to make informed decisions as to the healthcare they choose to accept. That's a fundamental right. But that right is actually violated in this religion. JWs are not allowed to make their own choices regarding blood, since this religion coerces them under threat of social death to reject blood transfusions. Would you really call that freedom of choice when accepting a blood transfusion means being disciplined by the elders and potentially losing your family and friends? I don't think so. So Gage's main concern is not actually the medical rights of his followers. No, all he cares about is that they follow Watchtower dogma, even if that means they have to die. And now he treats this as a massive legal victory, when in reality it's just gonna end up killing a lot of people that have been duped by this cult. Let me remind you, Jehovah's Witnesses are the only Christian sect that bans blood transfusions. Not even the most fundamentalist evangelicals do this, and not a single sect of Judaism does this either. The only reason these JWs are willing to die instead of accepting a blood transfusion is because Watchtower has interpreted the Bible for them, an interpretation that no one else holds. These guys have so much blood on their hands, it's not even funny.
This significant ruling reminds us how vital it is to discuss our personal medical choices with our doctor and to put these choices in writing, just as our faithful sister did.
Yes, boys and girls, carry that awful blood card in your wallet at all times. That way, if you undergo a tragic accident and need an emergency transfusion, your doctor will be obligated to let you die instead. Best life ever.
During this month, September 2024, we've all been involved in a global campaign to start Bible studies using the Enjoy Life Forever brochure. What a joy to be united with our brothers and sisters worldwide in this campaign.
Another year, another September campaign, am I right? Now guess what Gage is gonna do? Yep, he's gonna tell us an encouraging experience of someone starting a Bible study in the Philippines, of course. It's always the Philippines or Brazil, I swear.
In the Philippines, while witnessing from house to house, two publishers approached a woman named Josie who was doing laundry in front of her apartment. Since Josie was busy, she told the publishers to talk instead to her adult son and nephew who were inside. Using the direct approach, the publishers started a Bible study right away with both the son and the nephew. As the Bible study was being demonstrated, Josie's niece also joined in the discussion, and the publishers offered her a Bible study, which she readily accepted. Now, with 3 persons involved in the initial Bible study session, Josie became more curious and also wanted to join in the conversation. Josie too accepted a Bible study. However, before the 2 publishers ended the initial study session, a 5th family member, Josie's daughter, was moved to ask what they were discussing. Taking advantage of yet another opportunity, the publishers offered her a Bible study, which she immediately accepted. In all, 5 family members from one household accepted the offer to have a Bible study using the direct approach.
Then the president of the Philippines walked into the room and accepted a Bible study as well. Then he invited Donald Trump and Joe Biden, who immediately got baptized. Then everyone clapped.
In all, 5 family members from one household.
Like that's ever gonna happen. What a load of...
The governing body always follows the same tired playbook when trying to encourage the cheap. Read the experience of a publisher in a hyper-religious community, read the experience of a Russian member being persecuted, cherry pick a statistic from the annual report, rinse and repeat. Bro, how about you show us some numbers from the US or Europe where the work seems to be stagnating? All you do is spam the Philippines and Brazil button because you think we won't notice.
Clearly, Jehovah has blessed our efforts to offer Bible studies during the campaign. But we want to continue to focus on starting Bible studies. Brothers and sisters, don't lose the momentum of this campaign. Ride the wave of enthusiasm. Continue to offer Bible studies at every appropriate opportunity.
Enthusiasm? Dude, what are you smoking? The enthusiasm was destroyed 4 years ago after the pandemic. Just take a look at some of these posts on ExJW Reddit, and you will get an idea of how bad the situation actually is. Here are two of my favorites. Apathy is rampant. Pioneer Day with Bethelite and just a few out in field service. Last week, a Bethelite spent the weekend in our congregation and they organized a Pioneer Day, i.e. field service, on the morning and the afternoon, trying to fuel up the PME. Know what? It didn't work. Lots of PME went to the Kingdom Hall for lunch but then left and didn't preach. PME say they feel very uncomfortable offering a Bible course when it's the first time they meet someone. Yeah. This special campaign is everything but special. On the morning, the ones who preached did it for 30 minutes and then stopped. For all those who left, you can't imagine to what extent things have changed since the COVID era. Apathy is rampant and PME are really tired of field service. I expect a drop in the number of Bible courses. Can't wait for the 2024 numbers to be released. Awesome. The second one says, preaching is dead, the governing body killed it. About a year has gone by since the no hours policy was introduced, and my curiosity got the better of me. So I asked my wife how ministry attendance was going. Only the pioneers are semi-regular, and a lot of meetings get straight up cancelled. The second it rains, is too hot, too cold, or even too windy, they cancel the field service meeting. They regularly have to cancel cart witnessing because they can't get people to sign up. It's also common for the brother who is assigned to take the meeting who simply not show up. Removing hours killed the last actual reason to go to the ministry. Yep, apathy is really killing this cult. And these are just two of dozens of stories reported by PMOs showing that enthusiasm is at an all-time low. I know it's not the case in all of the world, but of course, the governing body must resort to the same 3 countries to give off the appearance of progress, when in reality, the preaching work is stagnant in most of the world.
What can help us to do so? Although public witnessing is an important aspect of our ministry, and Bible studies sometimes result, we encourage all to share regularly in the house-to-house work. And remember, we'll have better results if we call at times when people are more likely to be home. This gives us more opportunities to start conversations that lead to Bible studies.
Gage, let's not delude ourselves here. We both know that door-to-door work is dead. Now, not only is it ineffective in making converts, it's also becoming more unpopular among the publishers who would rather stand next to a literature cart for 2 hours and call it a day, instead of dealing with pissed off householders on a Saturday morning. And honestly, I don't blame them. Why would you do door-to-door when you have all these other options that are much easier to preach?
In addition, many have started studies by witnessing informally to relatives, neighbors, co-workers, shopkeepers, and so forth. In Tanzania, a sister named Elizabeth started 4 new studies during the first days of the campaign. One was with a woman who had a small cafe across the street from the Kingdom Hall. Elizabeth frequently stopped in her shop for tea or to purchase small items, and she decided to offer her a study using the direct approach. They watched the video, "Welcome to your Bible study," and the woman was delighted. She said, "We should start right now." She also included her daughter and her niece in the demonstration of the study. Elizabeth was very pleased that she also attended a congregation meeting. When asked what she thought of the meeting, the woman said, "That's what I love about Jehovah's Witnesses. They study the Bible. When I go to other churches, they just sing and preach, but don't study the Bible. I really loved it. I will try to come regularly."
Again, this anonymous experience comes from Tanzania, which, like the Philippines, is especially susceptible to wacky religions. Sorry, Gage, but I'm not impressed. Also, I wouldn't say JWs study the Bible, it's more like JWs study Watchtower publications loosely based on the Bible.
We're happy to hear these positive experiences. Our time in the ministry is valuable, and we want to use it wisely. As 1 Corinthians 9 verse 26 says, "Therefore the way I am running is not aimlessly. The way I am aiming my blows is so as not to be striking the air." We love to give Jehovah our best. In addition to having a regular share in the house-to-house work, what else can help us?
You want more?
In some areas, publishers have many return visits. But perhaps we need to consider prayerfully if our return visits are productive. Are such individuals growing in their love of the truth? Do they truly appreciate our visits? Are they interested in a Bible study? If not, perhaps we're striking the air. It might be best to redirect our efforts. Those individuals will have another opportunity to hear the good news when the territories work again. Of course, balance, patience, and discernment are needed. But we want to be sure we're making the best use of our time.
Well, guys, what an urgent message this is. So urgent that Gage is encouraging you to drop a potential Bible study if they don't respond to the truth as fast as he would like. They can ask you for a Bible study the next time you work the territory because you've already worked it like 1,000 times before. It's almost like Gage doesn't buy into his own doomsday BS. Now, I'll spare some of your valuable time. Gage again cherry-picks stats from the Philippines and Madagascar to prove that the preaching work is a success.
In many places around the world, we're seeing an increase of Bible studies and tremendous growth. The fields are certainly white for harvesting in many places around the world. Of course, that raises the question, how can we individually expand our share in the preaching and teaching work?
It's never enough for this man.
Clearly, we each have different circumstances. But could you look for opportunities to serve as an auxiliary pioneer? Could you reach out and become a regular pioneer? If you're already pioneering, could you serve where there's a greater need, perhaps even in another land? Have you considered applying to attend the School for Kingdom Evangelizers? Some graduates of that school are used as temporary special pioneers, circuit overseers, and missionaries. Truly, there are so many opportunities to reach out in Jehovah's service according to our own individual circumstances.
Let's climb up the JW corporate ladder, boys and girls, except unlike in the real world, the higher you go, the poorer you get. Unless you make it to governing body status, in that case you can have special jewelry and a luxury condo. And you can change doctrine as you wish.
Keep the momentum of our special campaign going. Continue to offer Bible studies at every opportunity. We also discussed the thrilling increases we're seeing in many parts of the world. May we all continue to pray that the Master sends out more workers into the harvest. And may we continue to do our personal best to preach and teach the good news of the kingdom. Be assured that we cherish each and every one of you, dear brothers and sisters.
Yeah, sure, dude. And I appreciate you. Thanks for updating us with this groundbreaking update, which repeats itself every few months now. Guys, this religion is like a Ferris wheel of bullshit. It's been like this since I can remember. Use anonymous experiences to motivate the sheep to preach. Constantly encourage the sheep to do more for their religion. Create enthusiasm for events we have seen 1,000 times before. And remind everyone that the end is near while planning projects years into the future. Same old scam with different hairy faces. Listen, obey, and be blessed. So guys, let me know what you thought of this broadcast in the comments below, and let me know the exact moment you lost the cringe challenge because I love reading your responses. If you would like to support my work, please head on over to Patreon or become a channel member. It's only $1 a month and you get early access to all my videos. As always, thank you so much for your support. Take it easy guys, have a wonderful day, and stay away from the tower.
Bah. Goodbye, little sheep.